Hi and welcome to Hearthside. My name is Michelle and I'm the author of this blog. It's been a while, still trying to go over some of my old blog entries and convert them into videos. I'm doing this mostly for accessibility reasons, and the one that I'm looking at today is my one on interfaith relationships. So a little bit of background. Last year I got married to my husband, who is a Christian. This was the blog that I put out just after our marriage. And the reason why was before our wedding, I was looking for different information, partly for ideas for the ceremony, and also just ideas on interfaith relationships in general, not just in heathenry. But I noticed in the process that there was not a lot of information on heathen interfaith marriages, and also a lot of the information that was out there just was bad. So this was just my way of working through that. Just be careful when you're looking online. If you are marrying someone who isn't a heathen, even if they're another pagan or whatever, there's just bad information that I don't think is accurate. There's a lot of sources online saying that interfaith relationships between heathens and other faiths won't work, is basically what it is. And that's not true, and historically it hasn't been true either. There was lots of examples historically of heathens and Christians being married, and it doesn't even have to be that, but those are just the examples that we have available to us historically. And there's lots of examples of one person or another converting while they were married to someone of another faith historically. So I don't know, it seems like that's sort of an argument that's going along with the focus and white supremacist underbelly of heathenry, trying to keep bloodlines pure and stuff, and I don't subscribe to that. So that said, marrying someone or being in a relationship with someone who's not the same faith as you is not easy. But my mom gave me some advice when I was getting married, and this applies to any marriage, and she said, a marriage is not 50-50, she said. A marriage is always 75-75. You always have to give more in order to make it work. So it's not any different if you're different religions. It's just a different factor within the relationship. There's always going to be things that you don't agree on with your spouse. And it's just how you approach it that makes it successful or not. So both parties have to approach it to try to build understanding with each other. You have to be patient, you have to have a good sense of humor, and that's how you make it work. But the idea that you can't marry outside of heathenry, first of all, that's super restrictive. I don't know where everybody who might be watching this lives or what their situation might be, but I only know a handful of heathens, so if I was supposed to marry one of them, that's a pretty shallow pool. And I'm not saying that any of those people are bad or anything. They aren't. It's just, how do you find the right person that you're going to agree with on enough things to build a life together? That's almost bordering on to arranged marriages, which I'm not super comfortable with, although my experience seeing other cultures and how that works for them, I'm open to having my mind changed on that. But currently, as it stands, I'm not super comfortable with the idea of arranged marriages. And I'm not really comfortable with your religion dictating who you can marry. I don't think that in heathenry there was any stipulation in the past that would have dictated that. Christianity, there probably was, or there was the expectation that your partner would convert. I don't know if that was like throughout history, but it's definitely in recent history. So that's another thing to consider, like if your partner is heathen, or if your partner is Christian or some other Abrahamic faith that might be trying to convert. I don't think that's okay for your wife or your husband to try to convert you to their religion. And I don't think it's okay for anyone in their family to try to convert you to their religion. And if their family is going to try to convert you and they don't stand up for you, then that's not a healthy relationship. So, like, there are stipulations. There are definitely cases when interfaith relationships just aren't going to work for whatever reason. But what I'm saying is, as long as both partners are committed to making it work, then there shouldn't be an issue. That's pretty much what I wrote about. Took me a couple takes to get that out in a way that made sense. I'm definitely better at writing because I have more time to think about it. So that's this one, and I will see you next time.